Hello, welcome to another Near Running Cast. As always, my name's Johno, and I'm joined once again by Joey. How are you doing, Joey?
Not bad, thank you.
Good. So we're into round 2 of the double elimination now, the UK Nationals, and we have, on the left-hand side, we have Mark playing his NEH deck, and we have Tagore playing his runner deck, playing Cape. So we obviously talked a little bit about these two decks before, but these were...
Can we just look at the animation as well? Well, Johno just added something new for this one. The first time we've got the cut coming up, so if anyone wants to have a look at that, they can pause it and take a look at where we are.
I had a few people comment that the way that we explained the brackets in the Oxford Regional videos was incredibly unclear because I'm terrible at referring to when the rounds are. So I thought I'd just stick the bracket up and that would make it easier.
Yeah. Well done.
So,
it looks great.
So, okay, so we've got, Mark's NEH. Now, I know that one of the first things you've got to do when you're playing this NEH is work out as quickly as you possibly can what flavour of NEH it is. If it is, all the way fast advanced and you need to start piling on the pressure, or if there's any kind of risk of Wayland getting splashed in there and you need to be very careful with what you do. So, Joey, do you have any advice for prospective runners on how to make that kind of decision?
You see a mid-season from HQ in like turn 2. That's normally a good indication.
And he immediately saw the Plascrete, which I think was a good play for him to go. So
I know Tagore rates Butcher Shop as a high deck because I talked to him a bit. I played it at the London Regional. I played Butcher Shop like a few months before this. We chatted a bit about the deck.
Oh, you did.
It's a good deck, and I think it was a bit of a giveaway when you start just being very quick with playing some economy at hand, quickly just trying to burst
when you're more eager to play hedge fund than to ice HQ, it does suggest you don't really care if they take your agendas, as long as you're rich when it happens. So with the Plascrete down, he can feel a little bit safer. He does need to be careful with the economy because, of course, Butcher Shop. You get extraction from Tim. Because Butcher Shop has a terrible. I don't know. It tends to give you quite a lot of tags. So, one Plascrete may not be enough.
Yeah, it doesn't. But you need. I mean, with traffic accidents, you need a lot of.
That's right.
To burn through a single Plascrete. I mean, Tagore has to go hard now because he knows that he has to wait even longer before he's ready for the kill now.
That's right. So he did check the remote and see a melange which he trashed. Let's say that had been an agenda, maybe a breaking news. I don't know.
Yep.
Would that be? Is that dangerous? Is it dangerous to check? I mean, I guess he didn't want it to be rezzed, but yeah, it's difficult to know what to do because you don't want to steal agendas, and yet you have to win.
Yeah, I mean, if they're asterisk scripts, then then NEH can always just win by doing the asterisk thing. So you have to check for them, and also the breaking news is if you don't check for them, then they can score breaking news and kill you, not with the Plascrete out. So that's why Butcher Shop's so strong, because it's like, do I steal them? Do I not steal them? My solution always imp them. Imp everything.
Of course it is, yeah.
Imp
of course.
Everything.
Okay.
I don't think Kate's going to be doing that, but
no, I kind of doubt it. So we've already got some economy assets on the table. Do you go after them? Do you trash them? I mean, Tagore doesn't have the upper hand economically, so he's playing Lucky Finds off of. He actually doesn't have a prepaid yet. He's playing Lucky Finds, so he's getting the money, but
they're gonna have a little bit of a money race now, I think.
I think you're right.
But I mean, Tagore, with having that Plascrete, having put Plascrete in his deck, having seen it, worked out his Butcher Shop, and got the Plascrete down, I think he's sitting in a good position here. I mean, as someone who's played Butcher Shop, it's not the best at scoring because you can't tutor for your kill pieces like you can in.
You just got to wait for them. That's right. Yeah.
And so burning them down through a Plascrete can be difficult. Like burn it down, Jackson some scorched earth back, that sort of thing. You really want to be landing the tags and then killing them the next turn or two. So. Traffic accident is there sort of to do a scorched traffic accident and just hit the 5 cards. It's not designed to do 11 damage or 9 damage.
So, Tagore is making a dirty laundry run on archives, and NEH is using Jackson Howe to return some things, 2 hedge funds. He leaves an NAPD, which Tagore declines to steal.
It's there, even though Tagore doesn't
he can come back to it later, But the fact that NEH was happy to kind of just float that agenda out there to see what happens. I mean, NOPD is a good agenda as well, but it's also very good in Butcher Shop because it just reduces the amount of money the runner has, just gives you a slightly smaller target to aim at with the mid-seasons.
So you don't really want to be taking NOPDs unless they're installed and advanced. Like that's the point where you're like, true. Okay, if I don't take it, you get 2 points. But in the bin, it's like you're not getting 2 points.
That's true. He can wait, and if he gets that terrible turn when he accidentally takes an agenda, I guess he can try and get another one and then get the last one out of archives and avoid.
Yeah, that's
disaster.
often. I remember I often lose Butcher Shop in one turn. It's like they take all the tags and they're like, okay, got 4 clicks, and you go, oh wait, I'm really porous now.
Yeah, that's it, and they lose.
I've seen Mark's playing like got enigmas out and doing and actually getting some ice that's a little bit more.
Yeah,
there,
that's
because
right.
if you just have data ravens and pop-up windows, you lose the turn that they get tagged. So we're still racing on the money.
Yeah, that's true, and he's still trying to draw. Maybe he's looking for a prepay still. So he does the laundries. He's still not interested in the NAPD. he's happy to leave it there. And as he says,
he's seen the mid-season already. Mark laughs.
he doesn't want to steal it because he's seen the mid-season. So they both know the game they're playing.
But I mean, it's not the best situation to mid-season someone when you're only up a couple of credits and you're going to bankrupt yourself.
Traffic accident. Plays for free, so that's not too much of a worry. If you've got pads, that kind of thing, and you can get a scorch. I mean, hypothetically, if he went down to 2 credits now, on his turn he'd get a credit, he could traffic scorch, for instance. So he's not too far off. I mean, that assumes he has the cards, of course. So he installs a lady, I guess just speculating about barriers. He's got his Atman, which can break the enigmas on the table, to strength 2. But I guess he needs to be able to keep pressure on breaking barriers. Maybe he's worried about economic assets.
I mean, the run ice in the shop is going to be wraparound. You can already have wraparounds, enigmas or quandaries, and then some data ravens and pop-up windows. It doesn't run much ice, but he's pretty much getting through most things now. May or may not have a legwork in hand.
I think he got away with that. I don't think Mark saw it, but that's interesting to know that he's got it. But he does install the prepaid, his first one finally, and gets lucky find down. So he's just about keeping pace.
Trashing that melange was huge. If that melange was down, you're never catching up, really, are you?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, you could if you go after it as soon as it's rezzed. If you go after it the first turn, then it's less of an issue. But yeah, but I agree. I mean, you can't leave it on the table for sure.
But right now, if Mark sees one, he installs it just to get a draw, and then takes 6 credits one turn and makes Tagore come crash it. It's not bad, but if he'd had one protected, that would be good.
Yeah, maybe you're right. So meanwhile, Mark is still drawing and still trying to build up economically. He's using the NEH ability when he can, so he's obviously trying to draw for the kill pieces to make sure he gets them. Oh dear.
Interesting.
So Mark doesn't seem too worried about that, but same old lucky find immediately after the steal gives Tagore a decent amount of money, but perhaps not enough to avoid mid-seasons.
31 and a link. I mean,
31 and a link versus.
2 credits this turn.
Yeah, that's right, and he can credit mid-seasons. He doesn't have to do it on click 1.
Yeah, but if you don't give him that many tags, I mean, Kate can bounce back up and clear those tags in a couple of turns. So if you're not going to get ready for the kill, then.
So he's taking these 2 start turn credits. Click 1's a credit, click 2's a hedge. So now he's up to 38.
Okay, maybe he will mid-seasons this turn.
So he's got the 7 credit advantage. Okay, so he plays the mid-season. So he's got 33 credits to play with for the trace strength. It's obviously base 6. But let's not forget also that Kate has a link. So he's having a good think about how many tags he wants to do.
He could land 7 for all his money? Is that what it is?
Yes, so he also wants to keep some money. Now you'll notice he's thinking of keeping 3 credits back. Now 3 credits is obviously very important of credits if you're landing tags.
To kill him though, he needs 2 scorches, at least. 2 scorched in the traffic accident.
Yeah, I mean, you never know though, right? He might have archive memories or whatever. I mean, he's out of faction, but he might have some way of getting them back.
We play Sweep Sweep as well, because...
He's been playing Sweep Sweep. Yeah.
Sure, because he did have a certain sort of Sweep Sweep pump, because that allows him to burst back very quickly.
So, I guess I should tell you what happened. It was base strength 6, and he paid 32 credits to make to give to 37 tags. So he's tagged for days.
It's 37 of them. And you've put 3 down in the bottom.
I just stacked them up. That means loads, okay? That means loads.
37.
Yeah, he's got 37 tags. It doesn't matter. So, right. He installed R&D interface and then he played Maker's Eye. And he saw information overload. He stole an Astra script and then he saw a wraparound and a Scorched Earth. So he knows there's a Scorched Earth in the deck.
Sure, I think Tagore has to sort of... He's got 30 credits now, which is infinite money against this ice right now. He needs to trash those economy assets.
Yes, you're right. He's got the money advantage and he just needs to go for it. He's on 4 points. He only needs 3 more points. So there's 2 in archives. Let's not forget.
Sure, there is 2 in archives.
So he's obviously also drawing with all these free clicks. He wants to finish every turn with as many cards as possible.
So I think there's Scorch is the next card in the deck.
That's right. So NEH.
And there's a Scorch there, and there's Traffic Accident, and there's Scorch in the deck. So is that Tagore dead?
Well, he's going to struggle.
Well, I say he's
sure.
he's got. So I think Tagore needs to win here, right? He needs to hit R&D and still take the 2 out of.
Yeah. So I guess he is. Yeah, doesn't have a lot of options. He should go after archives for sure to get the 2, and then he just needs to hope that there's agendas.
To make his eye first.
So he dirty launches on archives, and he's going to take the NFPD, which he does. He obviously pays his money.
So he's got he's Maker's Eye is his last chance here to not die, right? Oh no, that's turn.
Yeah, so he's got, I believe he has 4 cards in hand and 4 on the table.
It was the wraparound. He's got another turn. Does he? Oh right, did I just miss it?
So he's got 4 Patrick on the table. He's got 5 cards in hand. I'm sorry. So, well, tell me.
No, he did draw it.
So 2 Scorching Traffic. Yeah, there's obviously 10 combined, which he had 9. He could withstand 9. So yeah, and it was, as you say, it was the fact that he saw the Scorch in R&D. Tagore has a quick look. He's interested to see if he could have gone for it, if he'd make his eyes to 1 R&D or something. I don't know.
He did. I think Tagore played it really well because I think if you're any more passive than that, I mean, you put an Astro script down face on the table, right? If you let him score that, he Astro trains you.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
If you have to at least put some pressure on because it's not like Wayland where you just go, well, I refuse to score, you refuse to score, and we'll see what happens. Like if you do that against Butcher Shop, you lose to good yellow cards.
You lose to yeah.
So so I think he did a good job in keeping the pressure up.
And even cards like Breaking News can ruin your day, if you get them out.
For sure.
Breaking News on the table or an Astro script into a Breaking News. Just
Breaking News.
A couple of clicks
not
free.
Not with the Plascrete. So he
yeah.
So that Plascrete allowed him to be a little bit more, put a little more pressure on than he would have been able to otherwise. But,
so once he'd made the decision to, I believe it was going to be 6 tags he was going to be forced to take. Sure. So if you had to choose between 6 tags and 37 tags, so
with a Plascrete.
Now I believe I've asked you this question before, and your magic number is 6. So if you take 6,
you
don't bother.
Clearing.
Now I love clearing tags. So I mean,
I think I've tagged you for like 18 tags for, and you start clearing them one at a time.
I could go up to 10 or even more and still start clearing them because maybe it's just because of the decks I play. I tend to play a lot of resource-reliant decks, that kind of thing. But I don't know. I mean, 37 tags means you're done. 37 tags means you've got to win in about 3 turns. Otherwise,
sure.
Game over, right?
So well, the same with 6 because the way I was playing a deck like that is if I land 6 tags. If they manage to clear them before I've won,
true.
then I've lost. Like I'm saying to you, it'll take you 3 or 4 turns to clear those 6 tags, and I will have killed you by then.
You don't play paper tripping? Is that not a card you play?
I do not play paper tripping.
Well, you should. There's a lot of bush shop around at the moment.
Sure. So yeah, I think that's why I tend to go for 6 or 7 maybe, but because it takes you when you've got no money. Clearing 6 tags takes a long time.
Yeah, and I think you're right. I mean, I'm not a role model of a player. The fact that I would try and clear 10 tags doesn't mean that's the right thing to do. It just means it's something I do, and I think that makes me a terrible player for exactly that reason. But I think that there's a decision to make, and if he believes he might be able to get the economy up somehow, he might have the way of kind of clearing the tags. If you can start taking agendas and then force the mid-seasons and survive it, get all the tags gone, you're going to win, right? I mean, because you're on 4 points or 6 points or whatever you're on. So maybe there's something to be said for it. But having said that, I don't think he made the wrong decision.
No, you take the tag.
I think he just said, do you know what? I'll take 37 tags and I'll have 30 credits against 2 credits. Yeah. For the 3 turns I'm going to live and see if I can win.
He knew with the plastic out, it was taking him a couple of turns to kill him.
Yeah.
For sure. And he had to still have the pieces.
And his immediate follow-up anyway was R&D interface into Maker's Eye. He obviously had... So he saw these cards in his hand and he said, do you know what? I reckon with enough money, I can get in enough times and do enough damage that I can see a lot of cards. Yeah. And
it was close.
He got 6 points. Yeah, that's right. So he knew there was an agenda in the bin as well. So notionally he only had to get to 5 points, assuming he could get that before
he had
Jackson.
2 already.
Yeah, and he had 2 on the table, 2 in front of him already. So yeah, I think it was a good decision. Yeah. But he got unlucky. I think Mark played very well as well.
Yeah, Mark piloted that.
He made the decision. It was fairly obvious early on that he was just going to try and get as much money as possible and hope that the agendas came late and the kill pieces came early, and that seemed to be kind of what happened. He was waiting for the last kill piece, but he stuck to the script. He landed the tags, and then even without the kill in hand, he still just went all in, landed tags, and started taking money, knowing that when the kill piece came, he could just lay it down and
that hedge fund was key. He would have landed 6 tags with 1 credit left, and he had a hedge fund. Did he hold that back? I think that's a great play to.
It's possible. I don't know.
Hold that back and make that burst because.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if you played it before, he wasn't really spending money on anything. I doubt he was worried about possibly siphon. Well, probably not siphon against Butcher Shop, but maybe he was worried about some kind of economy denial, like some kind of vamp trickery. But I'd find that pretty unlikely.
But without that hedge fund, you don't miss seasons there. So Tagore would have been able to do that maths, and holding that hedge fund back is
and
great.
He could have taken 1, 2 tags and just cleared the next turn and then not thought about it. So yeah, I think you're right. Okay. So Mark and Tagore. So Tagore dropped the losers bracket and, like Andrew in the last game, lost in his following game. So unfortunately, we'll not see Tagore again. But we will see Mark again. So, yeah, that's right. Okay, so because he obviously
possible Spanish UK national champion.
It's possible, yeah. So he obviously continued in the winners bracket. So. We're going to continue in the winners bracket. In the next game, we're going to see Seamus again.
Seamus,
a good friend Seamus. That's right.
Playing kit again?
He's playing Wayland this time. He's playing Blue Sun, I believe. Yeah. And he's playing.
Unlike the US Nationals with no Wayland. Us
no Wayland.
UK players, no Wayland top 16 at US Nationals. But UK Nationals, loads of Wayland.
Well,
we love the score stat.
There was some Wayland.
Infinitely more than the 0 there was.
That's
in
true.
The
Yeah,
they
had 0 Wayland, didn't they? Yeah, that's right. Okay, yeah. So Seamus was playing his Blue Sun against Alex White, who we saw in round 3. He's obviously an excellent player.
Cerberus in round 3.
That's right. We saw him in round 3 against Dave Holland, and he is playing his cake deck. So. So this is in the winners bracket. I believe, checks notes, at this point that this was a top 4 game, as in it was a last 4 left. I think
last 16, 4 in the winners bracket.
8 to 4. Yeah. So I think it was one of the 2 games in the winners bracket at the same time. Yeah.
And the other one you can probably see on Netrunners.
That's right. Yeah, I believe so. The other game would have been. Let's see. Who would it have been? It would have been. Oh, I don't know. Maybe
that game's on netrunners.co.uk.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Yeah,
the other games.
It would have been Mark against Chris Dyer.
Mark
that was the other game.
Dyer, sure.
So was that game on there? It must have been. I don't.
Yeah, because you wouldn't have recorded the same game. So
no, we didn't until there was only 1 game at a time. So I honestly, off the top of my head, don't remember if that's one that you recorded. I don't think either of us dropped the lose bracket at this point though. So I think it is going to be.
This was a really juicy matchup, and you were like, "I'm getting that." So.
Yeah, and obviously the loser bracket did get very interesting, but we'll get to that in a minute.
The fun bracket, as they call it on Teamwork Cast. Not the loser bracket, it's the fun bracket.
Yeah, well, it's fun for the neutral, maybe, yeah. I'd hate to be in it.
Yeah.
Okay, so hopefully you'll join us in the next game. We're going to have, as I say, Alex White against Seamus McLeod, who has the most incredibly Scottish name. I love it. So thank you, Joe, for helping me out.
Thank you very much.
And thank you for watching. And we'll see you next time.
See ya.